gearing up for the Socceroos clash with South Korea on Saturday night in Brisbane. Has been a little bit of conjecture surrounding this game. We heard Robbie Cruz yesterday brand Brisbane's Lang Park a disgrace ahead of Australia's third. It's our final group game this weekend. Now, we've won our first two games, so we'll be through to the quarterfinals, but a win or a draw will see Australia head back to Melbourne as our group winners. And our Melbourne Victory's Archie Thompson knows that pitch very well, having notched up 200 caps for the A-League side as well as his 54 caps for the Socceroos. Good morning, Archie.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming in.
No problem. Bit
of a break in A-League proceedings. How's Melbourne Victory going?
Oh, well, to be fair, we actually haven't had a break. We've been training still because there was only sort of 2 weeks before our next game. And we're in Perth, and it's a 1 and a 2 game. So
it's a huge clash.
It is. So we're excited about that.
What about the Socceroos, their exciting start to the Asian Cup?
Well, actually, the Cup's been phenomenal, I think. The amount of people that are pouring through the gates, and it's not just Australians. It's funny how many countries have such huge support. I mean, at Amy Park, for instance, there was a game, I think it was the Bahrainian team, that I got told that was probably one of the most electrifying atmospheres that had ever been heard in Amy Park. I'd like to have been there because I would have argued that when I scored goals, because they're pretty crazy there. But like I said, it's been a whirlwind. The football's been great. There's probably only one game that I thought that I could have probably turned it over and watched the 1998 Curling World Championships, and that was probably Japan-Palestine game. But otherwise, the football's been fantastic. Crowds have been amazing, and I think the organisation and everyone that put this together should pat themselves on the back for sure.
A couple of injury concerns for the Socceroos, though, heading into this clash with South Korea. We know that Chris Hurd is out. He's heading back to Aston Villa to work on that Achilles injury. What about Milé Jedinak? Do you think he'll play? Will Ange risk him?
I don't know. I think if he's still 50-50, it's almost like a dead rubber, but obviously you still want to top the group. But there's players that can fill any position. I think Millsy came in and played the game against Oman, had a phenomenal game, scored a goal, and the depth that we have in this squad's incredible. Like you could almost put the whole bench in the starting 11. So, Andrew's got some headaches, but he's also had his critics, and the Aussies have done really well, and now the Australian public is starting to believe in this team that we can go all the way.
And they're good problems to have,
Definitely.
Ultimately, aren't they? Not the injury, but the depth of the squad.
Definitely.
So if Milé is ruled out, you said you were impressed with Mark Milligan's game against Oman. Do you think we'll see any other changes in midfield, or will...
I don't know, to be honest. I think Trewisi had a good game against Kuwait. And I'd say he probably got rested for the game against Oman. He might slide back in. But the funny thing is that Ange, you just don't know. He holds his cards pretty close to his chest, and you pretty much don't know whether you're going to be starting pretty much right up almost until kickoff. So whatever team he's going to put out there is going to be good. And like I said, I think we need to win this one because we don't want to get grouped with Japan, because even though any team that qualifies through to the next round is going to be tough opposition, the Japanese are very, very good.
And that's why it's so important, isn't it? Because ultimately, if we top our group, we avoid playing Japan for as long as it is possible to do so in the tournament.
Yeah, definitely, because we played them a couple of months ago, and we had a great first half, and then that second half, the Japanese sliced us up like a sushi tuna roll. They could have had about 5 or 6 goals. But this is a whole different squad, and there's a lot of belief in the team, and you could just see it. I went to the hotel after the game against Kuwait, and it's a happy environment. And when you've got a happy environment and the team's everyone's heading in the right direction, there's no individuals, you usually see championships. So I'm very, very positive we can go all the way.
Well, a happy environment has to be aided by 8 goals in 2 games and 8 different goal scorers. How much of a positive is that for the Socceroos?
Yeah, I think maybe Timmy would be a bit upset about that, because he's usually the one that sort of pumps his tyres up a little bit before games and after games. But if anything, by his standards, he probably hasn't had too much impact, although he did score against Kuwait, but too much impact in the first sort of 2 games.
He'll love this. He'll probably score a hat-trick on Saturday night after hearing this.
Oh, no, look, but that's the thing. See, when you think that, you know, he's not performing, or that's why he's so special, because when you need him, he's always there. So you can never write off Timmy. I mean, he's got us through so many tough situations before.
Well, looking ahead to that game up against South Korea, who have kept a clean sheet so far in the tournament, how difficult will it be to break down their defence?
Well, the Korean teams are very tough. They're well organised. I think probably the better of the teams in the group. So it's a dead rub, but you still want to win it. And I think, if anything, Ange will maybe try to kink out a few things that might need changing for the next round. But like I said, we've got some quality up front with the likes of Lecky, Cruzy, that was amazing the other night, and Lecky. I can't speak highly enough of the kid. He's blown onto the scene. He's lit up the World Cup. This guy was worth 500,000 euro before the World Cup. His value now is 10 million euro. And funny story is he came from a Red Rooster drive-through. And now he's in Germany lighting up the World Cup, and now he's lighting up the Asia Cup.
It's brilliant to see. Another guy who's being mentioned in dispatches over at that side of the world is Matty Ryan, the Socceroos keeper. Talked about a possible signing for Liverpool. How big a coup would that be?
That'd be amazing. Like, when you think Premier League, when you think football, you think Liverpool. I grew up loving Liverpool. I think I love Liverpool because I like the strip. But they've got some phenomenal players, and whether that might hamper his progression as a goalkeeper, because you find that a lot of keepers that go to these bigger clubs tend to be the second keeper, as for instance Jones, who's a great keeper, but's just been stuck in that second position for so long. But the thing is, with goalkeepers, they can go on to 50 like Mark Schwarzer did. So, you know, he's got plenty of time.
Archie, very quickly, your tip for Saturday night. Australia, by how many?
Well, I was actually going to say no. Yeah, I think Socceroos 2-1.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So, PK, Socceroos 2-1. We knew it was going to go Australia, really, didn't we?
We did. Thank you very much, Neve. And I think we've glimpsed the future there as Archie Thompson, the chief analyst of the game in Australia.